Thanks for clicking on the video. That was super nice of you to do. And as you could see from the title, that was not clickbait. I am a 23-year-old who's never held hands, and I will be giving relationship advice. Today's stories come from the r/relationship advice Reddit. Before we start, I want to give a little shout out to my sister because she gathered all of the stories that we're going to be reading here today. Shout out to her. I love you, sis. I haven't read the stories yet. I've only seen the titles, but we're gonna see what happens. And also, just because I have never even like held hands with somebody doesn't mean that I am not qualified to give advice. I think my advice is great actually, because I don't have that bias of, ever being in a relationship. I will straight up tell you if you need to leave this person. Also, I'm not a professional like Reddit story reader. If you guys want like actual people like doing a really good job at like reading a story to you, go watch Two Hot Takes or go watch The Smosh Pit. This isn't the place. This is not the place. This is the place where you're gonna sit down. Maybe you're gonna have like, I don't know, your lunch out, and you're just gonna feel like you're gossiping with your girl. That's the vibe I'm gonna give. With that said, let's get to the first story. Story number 1 is titled as such. My 26F boyfriend 27M falsely staged a drug intervention for me. I'm not addicted to drugs. What do I do? Leave him. That's what you do. You leave him, but let's see how we got to this. I've 26F been with my boyfriend 27M for 3 years. Our relationship has had absolutely no issues before this incident. He has been the perfect and most loving partner. However, last week I came home from work to an intervention with all my close family and friends orchestrated by my boyfriend, who has apparently convinced them I'm a drug addict. Okay, that's strong stuff. For context, I have no history of drug use, no behavioral signs that would suggest addiction, and no reason for him to believe otherwise. I believe he knows I'm not on drugs because he has said things to my mom and sister that he knows to be untrue. That things have gone missing around the house. They haven't. That I've used his credit card to withdraw money. I don't even have his card details. And that I've been acting erratically. Absolutely nothing out of the ordinary. When I confronted him about all of this, he said, "It's not about the drugs. It's about making sure that you're safe." Bitch. Okay. My partner is a psychologist. Ooh, there it is. I was wondering, I was like, how did she not see any red flags? He's a psych. This is what he does. He's like studied the art of manipulation. I don't want to offend any psych majors, but like, come on, let's be honest here. If somebody's gonna know how to manipulate you, it's somebody who legit did it for entire 4 years of study. Like, ugh. My partner is a psychologist and has convinced my entire family I'm displaying all the hallmark signs of drug addiction. They all insist I'm in denial and that I need help. No one is willing to entertain my denials at all. My mom says she isn't willing to have me over to her house, and my sister won't allow me to see my nieces until I go to rehab. Based on conversations with my family and friends, I believe he's been spinning the story for several months now prior to staging the intervention. This man came with a plan. Okay. I am super embarrassed as he organized for practically all my close friends, family, and a work colleague to attend this intervention. But more than that, I feel utterly betrayed and confused. I can't understand his motivation for doing this. Can anyone offer me some insight as to what is prompting this otherwise normal man to do this? Bestie, you need to run. I don't know. That's the thing. Where to? This man, I hate to say it. I hate to give it to him, but he's smart. Like, he knew that like if he wanted to be toxic, you were probably gonna go to a family, you're gonna go to a friend, maybe in a work colleague. That's why he made sure to invite people from all facets of your life to that fake intervention. He had been spinning this for months. He had this wicked ass plan for months, bitch. Sometimes when people are manipulating you and stuff, you can kind of see a little bit of it, like maybe you can't see it at the time, but in the grand scheme of things, you can kind of see it. They're playing like checkers and such with your mind. This man was playing chess, bitch. This man knew. Um, I think, this is what I think. I think he is trying to isolate you completely, to have you completely dependent on him, Why else would he do this? Why else would he isolate you? Because he wants to keep you all to himself. And if you try to go to others, it's not going to matter because they're not going to believe you. They're going to believe him because he's a professional. He's a doctor. And then if you want to clear your image, you're going to have to convince him to do so for you. Basically, everything about your life and how others view you is now dependent on him. I don't know why he's doing this. I mean, there's no reason for people to be this like evil and shit. I'm like scared. Okay, let's see if there's any updates and let's look at the comments. Let's do all that. The top comment is, get the bleep out now. He's manipulating your friends and family to gain total control and isolate you. He's going to hurt you. That's what I'm saying. Why is he doing? He wants to keep you isolated. He wants to keep you all to himself. I don't know what the fuck he plans to do once he has you all isolated, but I don't think it's anything good because it's something that he thinks you won't be okay with, and that's why he's isolating you in the first place. Lisbeth, why did you send me this? I thought I was gonna get some like shits and giggles, fights and silly stuff. This is like genuine like concern. Um, Honestly, the best thing I think she could do is like start secretly getting blood work done, showing that she hasn't been doing drugs for like, I would say, keep it up. I would say for like, for like a full month. The thing is, I feel like she's got to get out of there quick, but I don't think people are going to take her. So she needs to secretly behind his back find a way to start getting like tests done to show that she's not on anything, right? So she has that paper proof, that validation. Then from there, she can like start, she has to start building a case basically for herself against him, which sucks. I don't have the resources for this. I'm pretty sure loads of people in the comment section, yeah, a lot of people are telling her that she has to be, looking out for this. But yeah, I think what we can learn from this is never go out with psych majors. I can attest to that. Don't. Next story. Our next story is titled, "My 25M girlfriend 25F has given up on her career after I became a millionaire. How do I tell her this won't work out?" Okay, just from the title, what's the problem of her not working if you guys are financially set? I mean, I guess, girlfriend, you guys aren't married. Okay. You know what? Before I get into judging, let's get into the story. Backstory: I met my girlfriend Kylie, it's a fake name, in community college 7 years ago. We became really close friends and started dating 2 years later. At the time, she wanted to become a nurse, which was great. She was really passionate about it, and I fully supported her. I ended up transferring to a 4-year university and earned my MBA. Oh, okay, so he's got a master's, basically. Um, Kylie supported me emotionally the entire time through school, which I'm grateful for. Kylie's parents ended up cutting her off financially because of her spending habits. She ended up taking a year off to work to help with her bills. In the meantime, I invested all my savings and time and energy into a startup platform with my best friend in the automotive industry. Earlier this year, we were bought out for a life-changing amount of money. We both kept on as consultants with a high-paying salary as well. Kylie had kept her job at the jewelry store this entire time. Okay, so I guess she was working at a jewelry store. Okay. After the buyout, she told me she was handing her 2 weeks in. I offered to pay for her school and expenses. At first, she was excited. Okay, wait. Oh, okay. I was confused. I was like, wait, why is he mad? Okay. He's willing to pay for her school and expenses, I guess, if she continues to work to become a nurse, right? At first, she was excited to go back and earn her nursing degree. I ended up purchasing a condo for us to live in, big steps up from our apartment. Okay, that's nice. Close to her school. Oh, okay, so he's thinking about her education. That's sweet. Over the weekend, we were talking, and she threw out the fact that she wasn't sure she wanted to go back to school and that she should be a stay-at-home wife. We're not married. Okay, there it is. I didn't say anything in the moment because I wasn't sure how to respond. Part of what attracted me to her in the first place was her ambition. It just doesn't sit right with me that she quit her job and career goals, sorry. I can't read. And career goals after I came into money. Her shopping and spending has also gone up. She's been looking at new cars. I could be overreacting, but something just doesn't seem right. I still love her and I wanted to work out, but I don't like this new side of her I'm seeing. Thanks in advance. Oh, Elizabeth, you cooked with this one. Honestly, I feel like this is gonna come down to him having to like come to terms with, is he okay with the idea of having a stay-at-home girlfriend, wife? I don't know. That Here's the thing. If I feel I mean, he mentioned it here, stay-at-home wife, but they're not married. So I'm wondering if they did get married, would that change? You know? I think he's gonna have to come to terms with it. It's like, does he want to take that next step with her? Because they've already been dating for 7 years. I feel like he's now having to come with the choice of like, okay, like where is this going? Um, if she does, continue education, which I feel like she should. This my advice for girly. I'm not this. I was giving advice to him before. This now for the girl. If you're the girl from the story, stay in school, bitch. Stay in school. I know it can be tempting. You bagged, I guess you could say, a millionaire, but you haven't bagged him yet. There's no ring on your finger, and there's like no documentation. That man could just up and leave, and you'd have nothing. Right now, he's doing everything in his like power. Buying a place near your school, paying off your education, basically giving you like a scholarship of sorts. You have to take him up on it, because even if things don't work out, nobody can take away a degree from you. The degree is set.
Barb, stay in school. Don't you ever be lazy. Don't you ever complain about hard work. Work hard, it pays off.
I guess he really has to think more about what type of life he wants for himself in the future. If he really doesn't want that stay-at-home wife, he wants them both to be working professionals. I honestly don't know if that's something you can, you know, I guess, what's the right word here? Compromise. I don't know if that's something you can compromise, because that's a lifestyle, thing. If you want somebody to be making their own money, especially if you're saying that she spends a lot of money, then yeah, you're gonna have to dump her, dude. You're gonna have to dump her. If she spends so much money, you're not comfortable with her just taking out of your pocket, you're gonna have to dump her, because that's who she is. That is who she is. From what it seems like here, she's had spending issues for a while now. Even her family cut her off. She's not gonna stop, I think. And now that she has your funds to go along with it, I think, as you said, she's gonna up it. The only way I see this getting like solved is if they get married, because they have been dating for 7 years, and that would maybe make him a bit more okay with the idea of her being a stay-at-home wife. And being a stay-at-home wife, maybe he could give her money to spend for her shopping habits. The only other thing is if girly does, and which I think is what she should do. I think she should stay in damn school. If she wants, she can be a stay-at-home wife later. But if she goes to school, does her degree, puts in the work, and maybe she's like, you know what, this isn't like fueling me, girl, you can lie. You can be like, this isn't like fueling me emotionally, spiritually. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. Girl, take a bit of a break. And then from there, maybe you guys get married, and then you can be a stay-at-home wife. But he can't say shit about you not being ambitious because you went and got that degree. Reach for the stars. And honestly, I feel like a lot of times when people say reach for the stars, especially nowadays in hustle culture, we immediately think of like being a CEO. What's wrong with wanting a little bit of peace and quiet and tranquility, huh? So I'm not gonna like shame girl if she wants to be a stay-at-home wife. Honestly, like girl, honestly, nowadays same, because like I get tired easily. I might just want to stay at home too. Shit. Um, but yeah. I think it's gonna be something that they have to reflect on for both their futures. But girl, get that fucking degree. I really hope he updates us and tells us that she's accepting to get the full ride scholarship. Okay, this one, I'm picking. I just saw a title of this one, and I'm picking it because it sounds kind of funny. But let's go with this one. Okay, my 26F BF 30M got me Pokemon for Christmas, and I can't let it go. Do I call it quits or work it out? Ooh, okay. For context, my boyfriend and I have been together for 3 years. Since I've known him, he has always loved Pokemon. Personally, I have no interest, but as his partner, I encourage his hobbies. That's a good thing. And support him. This past Christmas, we had a few brief conversations about Christmas budgets and have mentioned to each other things we have been wanting. I knew Pokemon packs were on the top of his list, so I made sure to get him some. I mentioned wanting a few beauty products and a specific hoodie. Well, Christmas comes around, and to my surprise, I open my gifts. The first one was a pack of Pokemon cards. Okay, whatever. The next one was a booster box of Pokemon cards. I stop and ask him if he's joking, because this must be a joke, right? Yeah, I would think so. Well, he smirks and tells me to keep going. I open my next gift. It was another booster box of Pokemon cards. He was full of excitement while I opened my gifts, and that's it. Those are my 3 gifts. And I have not and have never been interested in Pokemon. Oh my god. After this, I told him I needed a moment to myself. I went to our bedroom and took a moment to gather my thoughts and lower my temper. When I came back to the living room, there he was on the floor. Both booster packs and the pack of cards he got me were opened and sprawled across the floor. I was in shock, and not only did he get me gifts that I didn't want, but he actually got them for himself and tried to play it off. Yeah, that's what he did. I have been trying to move past this, as I did not want to seem ungrateful. What 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 are you ungrateful for? The fact that he treated you like trash? Okay, But I just can't believe he would do something like this. Every time I have tried to bring it up, he told me just how expensive those booster boxes were. Girl, nobody asked you to buy them. And how I made him feel bad for not appreciating my gifts. Those weren't gifts. Am I being ungrateful or is he just a jerk? He's a jerk, bitch. Leave him. Leave him. Leave him like his self-respected at the checkout aisle when he chose to buy his girlfriend who has no interest in Pokemon, not one, not two, but three like sets of Pokemon cards or whatever. Also, I don't want to like talk smack on like his interests and stuff because I can tell he's probably like really passionate about this, but I feel like you gotta draw the line. That's the equivalent of like me getting a boyfriend and then like being like, you know what, bestie, like why am I calling my hypothetical boyfriend bestie? You know what, fuck it. I'm like, you know what, bestie, I just got you the greatest gift ever. And he opens it and it's like a bunch of TXT albums. This man maybe has no interest in TXT. I'm like, oh my god, I got you the Blue Hour one. Let's check. Open it. Oh my god, did you get Blue Hour Subin? Like that's the equivalent of what he did. I guess you could say in like girly pop terms, K-pop girl terms. Um, and that's shitty. I wouldn't do that to somebody. You know, yeah, I want the Blue Hour Subin PC. Like, who doesn't? But am I really gonna like ruin my relationship over this? Because not only does this show that number one, he wasn't really thinking about her, but it shows that he will prioritize his happiness over hers. And I feel like at least in a relationship, at least when it comes to gift, you should prioritize the other person. Like, you know, like even if it's something that you're like, oh, I would like, you know, for example, maybe he didn't think the hoodie was all that, but to her it could have meant the world, you know. I think that you gotta put the other person first when it comes to gifts, regardless of whether or not you think it's stupid or not. Like she maybe would have bought him Pokemon cards. She wouldn't have to like cared. They might have been expensive Pokemon cards. She might have think they were like, you know, stupid. I don't know. But she would have bought them for him. Why? Because she cares. And I feel like that's the way a relationship maybe should be, where it's like you prioritize the other person's wants, you know. But clearly I don't think this man is ready to be in a relationship even though he's 30. I feel like he's still got a lot of growing up to do, and this got nothing to do with the fact that he likes Pokemon, girl. There's a lot of people out there who like Pokemon, who like card games. Look at Zayn Malik, bitch. Look at that man, is a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I highly doubt, I mean, I don't know him personally, but I do you think Zayn Malik would go and get the love of his life a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards for the sake of it? No, I don't think that's something Zayn would do. Girlies, if you are ever in a relationship crisis and you're looking at your boyfriend and you're like, why is he doing this? Think about yourself. Think to yourself this. Would Zayn Malik be treating me like this? The answer is probably not. So also, yeah, they've been dating for 3 years and he doesn't know what you like because I mean, I would say if you guys had only been dating for like a couple months and he didn't know what to get you, even then, a girl, just go get a like Five Below and get like a random pack of stuff. Like, it's literally so easy. Listen, I've bought gifts for people that I don't really know that much. And honestly, what's wrong with a gift card? What is wrong with a gift card? You know what I would do? I would burn his Pokemon collection. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. If you're the girl, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go and you're gonna dump him, but before you up and leave, you're gonna take all the Pokemon cards he got you for Christmas. I know he's probably gonna be like, oh, you don't even care about these, you don't even want them, they were your gifts, girl. Take him. Take him. I wonder if he got a rare card or something that he really wanted from there. You're gonna take it because technically it's yours. And now every time he's thinking about that one Pokemon card or whatever that he lost from, you know, that pack, he has to think of you. But yeah, that man does not give a shit about you. He doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if he did. He would give you something nice. Okay. Next story. Oh wait, this sounds funny. This sounds funny. Okay. My 26 female boyfriend, 28 male, is obsessed with a lantern he found at the flea market, and it's getting weird. How do I approach this? Whoa, okay. I love going to the flea market, so I'm very curious about what type of lantern it is. Like, what are we talking? Okay. Hello. So my boyfriend, 28 male, and I, 26 female, recently went to a flea market and he found this old style lantern that he absolutely fell in love with. He bought it on the spot. And I thought it was a cute little vintage decoration for our apartment, but now things have taken a strange turn. Ever since he got the lantern, he's become super attached to it. He keeps it by his bedside, and every time he gets up in the middle of the night to walk around the apartment with it, he's pretending to be an old-timey watchman. He'll say things like, all is well, or the night is dark and full of Or he'll say, the night is dark and full of terrors. And he really gets into character. Okay, that's kind of his like, okay. At first, I thought it was kind of funny and endearing as he had an eccentric style of humor, but now it's starting to annoy me. Okay, yeah. He does this almost every night and it's disrupting our sleep. I've tried talking to him about it, but he just told me that he takes his watchman duties very seriously. And it's important for our safety. The issue is I genuinely cannot tell if he's joking. Has anyone experienced something like this? How do I get him to tone it down without hurting his feelings or making him feel like he can't enjoy his quirky interests? I'm sorry, this is so funny. At first, listen, at first I thought you meant that he was like really into the lamp, like he like would not let you touch it, just had to keep it clean and all, you know, like he was obsessed with its well-being and like maintaining it. But this is so much better. First of all, have we considered that this man is not possessed by the ghost of an ancient watchman who was once in the lamp? You said that he has a quirky sense of humor. However, from what it seems like he hasn't done something to this extent before. What's there to say that he's not being possessed by the spirit of a watchman? Have you thought about it like that, huh? Have you thought about it like that? Also, there's another argument here, which is what if the lamp allows him to see evil spirits within your apartment and he has to keep this secret from you because he doesn't want you to get involved for your own safety, obviously. So he has to play this role, but in reality, he's actually taking out the evil spirits for you while you guys sleep. But in all seriousness, maybe if it's really disrupting you, you might start to like be like, okay, is this who he is like all the time? You did say he has a quirky sense of humor, right? And it seems like you're at least okay with that, but not to this extent. Over time, I think as you start to like date people or like get to know people, they start being more comfortable with being more authentic and true to themselves. So maybe he is always like this. Maybe you just hadn't like unlocked that version of him yet, but now you've unlocked it. And I think you have to ask yourself if you're okay with this version of him or not. And it kind of sucks, you know, opening up yourself to somebody and them not liking, I guess you could say, this new version of you. But I think it's better if you really don't like him to just leave him. I'm sorry, that's so evil. Dump him. But yeah, it might be better if you guys just end things. If you truly can't stand this, I feel like maybe a guy like him isn't the guy for you. I'm sure there's gonna be loads of people who probably love this like guy's antics and humor, right? But maybe you're not the person for him if you truly can't like, you know, get along with the idea that he might be pulling stuff like this on an everyday basis. I think if you can find the humor to it, if you can maybe try and tell him like, hey, it's disturbing my sleep. Also I'm low-key getting freaked out. You gotta have that little conversation with him and be honest and tell him like, put down the jokes for a bit. I want to have a serious talk. And if he's not capable of having that serious talk with you, then yeah, maybe you gotta dump him. But if he is and he's willing to like, you know, you guys could reach a compromise. But overall, yeah, I think communication and yeah, if he doesn't want to communicate, maybe you do dump him. But overall, I think this is so funny. I love to go to the swap meet. I actually bought a lamp from the flea market, swap meet or whatever. I got a High School Musical 2 lamp. I wonder if I'm gonna turn it on and I'm gonna get possessed by the spirit of Troy Bolton. It's gonna be the middle of the night. I'm like running around my house, like everybody's always looking at me. Like, cue the clip. That's gonna be me in the middle of the night, y'all. I have once again forgotten to film an outro for a video. However, those are all the Reddit stories I have for you guys today. If you liked the video, make sure to like the video. If you didn't like the video, that is totally fine. I appreciate you guys for watching till the very end. And leave a comment down below if you want to see me read more Reddit stories. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next time. Bye!